We'll start right now. Good morning. My name's Curt Beavers, and if you're here for the first time, we're doing something new today, and it is called Momentum Mornings, and we're going to do it for 5 straight days. We are going to bring the whole concept that we talk about all the time of how important having a rhythm to your life is. And we've talked about an annual rhythm. We're right in the middle of a best year ever campaign, and that's a 12-month goal. We've already got a picture of what our year is going to look like, and now we're working towards making sure we hit that target. We've built for a couple years. We've been working on our monthly rhythm. In our business, as entrepreneurs, most of us are in a business. If you're an outsider, you may not be totally familiar. We're in a business called Juice Plus. It's a global international business where we sell and market the most researched nutritional product in the world. It's a plant-based fruits and vegetables. So if you're joining us from the outside, that's the context of what we're talking about. But we have goals and targets, and we build our business every month so we can drive our paycheck up. So we've been working on that monthly rhythm. We've done a little bit on weekly rhythm in that if you're part of my text messaging, I do wake up with Curt on Mondays to help you start and like just grab a hold of your week. And at least we haven't gotten into details about planning the week, but it's more about making sure that you do make plans, that you don't just let it happen, that you are intentional and proactive about it. But I thought to kick off May, we've got so much great stuff going on in our company. We've been through like lots of we've been through seasons of leadership changes, and COVID was crazy and nuts and brainwashed people and made their homes their cave instead of their launching pad, and people changed their wardrobe to pajamas. It was really weird, for all of us. But we're not there anymore. And we've got a great leader in Travis Garza and his staff. We've got two new products, Juice Plus Luminate, which was our venture into cognitive space, and Juice Plus Superfood, which is our newest product. It is the most researched nutritional plant food powder in the world, now in a drink that no sugar added, no GMO, all those things, and it tastes great. Just throw it in a bottle of water. So lots of innovation going on in our company, and lots of innovation going on in our business model. So I thought momentum would be a great time to start with some just maybe to get the month launched wisely. Okay, today's the first, and I want to share with you what we're going to do first is I am going to I want you to download this. I'm forgot this slide. I meant to tell you this. I want you to download um, a sheet that you can use as a worksheet. It's on my website, makealife.com, BYE 2025. That's best year ever 2025. It's on that page. Would love to have you join us in our 12-month journey. You don't have to have started in January to make it work for you. So you can go there. But here's what we're going to do. Each of these next 5 days, we're going to fuel up. I mean, I don't know how many of you have experienced it, but I'll tell you a bad fuel story for me in a minute. And we're gonna get our engines ready. And I had to use P's, so we're gonna talk about Pebbles, people, and plan. And then at the end of the call, we're gonna launch pedal to the metal. We're gonna do that every day for 5 days. Okay. So, and my goal is 20 minutes for you guys. And that way, if we go over, it'll never be more than 30 minutes. Okay. Good morning, Alan. Let me tell some of you good morning. Good morning, Melinda and Sharon. Sharon Gaston got on. Wow, glad to see you, Sharon. Usually her schedule conflicts and can't do it. Now, Melinda knows the game. Some of you don't know the game, but Melinda knows the game. You've got to wake up Facebook's algorithms. If you want any of your team members, people, friends to join us to kickstart May and do these 5 mornings with us, go ahead and tag them in the comments right there. Sharon, you could tag Michelle. I mean, a lot of people could get tagged. Good morning, Callie Curtis. Hi, Maria. Karen Glover, good morning. All right, let's start out here and let's get started with good fuel in our bodies, okay? In our minds and our brains. And I don't know how many of you do this, but I am not trying to be holier than thou or pious or super spiritual, but I had a mentor as a 13-year-old that just told me how important it was to have a quiet time in the morning. And Yes, in that moment, it was Bible, God, spiritual prayer. But that's not all of what that means to me. It's a time when I make a decision every morning to put the good stuff in because the world's going to put something in that space if I don't fill it up with good stuff. I needed good fuel to be a good dad. I need good fuel to be a good husband. I need good fuel to be a good friend and neighbor. I need good fuel to be a leader in this business. I need good fuel to go out and talk to people, and my conversations with them have impact and meaning. So I thought I would start off, and I do this every day, and y'all are going to think I'm nuts, but I've been up for 6 hours. Yeah, this is not like early morning start for me, but we try to make it West Coast friendly and all those kind of things. So um, I get up really early and I get my Bible out or a book or a book I'm reading. I use my iPad a lot now because there's so many resources. I have this Logos Bible software and right is it Right Side or Right Time Media? Our church gives us a subscription to. It's great video. So I dig into all that in the morning. My prayer requests come in and all those things. But I'm here. Here's the business reason I'm telling you this is I want you to get up in the morning before you like do your memory jogger, before you make phone calls, before you check email, before you, um, stroll on social media or stalk the people that you stalk. And I know don't. How many of you have people you stalk? Just go ahead and admit it. I mean, you can put like a little creepy gremlin emoji or whatever, but I know some of you have people that you stalk because I do. I'm not going to tell you who, but and there are people that I definitely follow that I love and admire and the principles. So I mean, we can't do that first thing. Here's what I got into this morning. I will share this with you, and then we'll do a different one every morning, okay? But here's what I got into this morning. Let me see if I can make this work. Okay, I had to read this. So I was really praying, thinking about momentum, and I want to ask you a question. And those of you that have been starting each month and finishing each month and diving into this process with me, we're in a relationship business and I value my relational capital more than my financial capital, more than the time on my calendar. It's the people God puts in my life, and you should do that too. And in our business, if you learn to invest that relational capital, it's when you have the highest growth. So I was thinking about all that and really praying and trying to get some good stuff in this morning. And I I really came across this comment. My phone rang. Somebody else I needed to talk to. Sorry, I did get distracted. You probably noticed. It was on silent, but it was in my face. So momentum is something that we did a event about this last week. But momentum is something we all want. It's that force behind us. It's something that makes us move and drives us forward with without us having to continually put a whole lot of effort in, because we put effort in, we establish that momentum and it keeps going. So if I were to ask you, I'm gonna give you a second answer. What would you say is the opposite of momentum? What causes momentum to fail, and what's the opposite of momentum? And there's a clue. I talk about it a lot at the end of the month. So those of you that have been following me, that should be a clue. What is the opposite of momentum, or what is the biggest obstacle to having momentum? Let's see what you say. All right, Kim, Carol. Carol, what is that little emoji you just put in there? Is that a hug me? Or I can't tell some of them. That little section of my screen is small right now on the camera. Oh, procrastination. That's it. Carol got it. Carol wins the prize. She gets a cup of coffee at Starbucks next time I see her. It's hard to give you a virtual cup of coffee. Yes, it's procrastination. Procrastination is the biggest obstacle and the opposite of momentum. Now, here's your fuel to fill your tank for the day, okay? This is what got me this morning. And it was in Philippians 3:13 through 14. And it says this, it says, brothers and sisters, I do not consider that I have made it my own, but one thing I do, forgetting what lies behind, stop looking at the past, forgetting what lies behind and straining forward to what lies ahead, I press on toward the goal for the prize of the upward call of God in Christ Jesus. So there's a lot to learn there. There's a deep spiritual message there for sure that Paul was sharing as he was writing this letter to this church that he was trying to lead and encourage and chastise sometimes too. Like in Corinthians, he was chastising them for what they were doing wrong. But here in Philippians, it's a lot about joy and a lot about what are the right things, and what are we called to do. So we're called here not to keep looking backwards. I don't think you're going to establish any momentum by looking backwards. You need to assess where you are, maybe, and we do that. We gather where we are and we move forward, but you're not looking behind you, but you're straining. He says to strain forward to what lies ahead. You're looking forward to that December 31st, 2025, when you have that, um, target, that tomorrow. We say tomorrow changes today. Having that clear picture tomorrow will change the behavior today to make you want to have that. Second, um, it will make you straining forward is going to make you work towards that goal instead of looking in the past. There's another example. I'm not going to pull the reference up, but in Proverbs, it talks about a farmer when you're plowing. And the original plow, they didn't have GPS to point the tractor in the right direction. The key was that the farmer holding the reins behind the ox with the plow, he had to keep his eyes focused at the end of the field. If he looked immediately in front of him or behind him, for sure, he would curve and swerve and get off track. Okay, so I want you to feel. We're not going to dwell on this because I want you guys to dig in too. But inertia is a great word, Robin. By the way, I love who said inertia. Donna Henders. That's a great word. Inertia. That surge to get you started. But I want you to think about. Are you looking behind yourself? Are you trying to a lot of people that live out a victim lifestyle or a victim mentality, they look backwards to figure out who to blame or what to blame for the situation they're in. And I want you to stop looking backwards today. I want you to look at the abundant life that God's called you to live. And some people will take that wrong. That doesn't mean Rolexes and Mercedes. Abundance means living in his abundant provision, but it means living in that abundance because his resources are unlimited and not living with a scarcity mindset. COVID put us all in a scarcity mindset. We were trying to hoard and do everything we could. We were trying to buy toilet paper for 6 years because somebody decided toilet paper was a needed to be rationed in a respiratory disease. I don't understand. Still haven't understood that. But we lived in a scarcity mindset. So I want you to live an abundant mindset. I want you to stop looking backwards and I want you to look ahead. Okay? That's your food for the day. Who can you go out today with that mindset of, I am not going to let the past determine my future? In our business, when we share our product, one of the most beautiful things, and David Phillips shared it in Atlanta this weekend, one of the most beautiful things is you don't have to let your past determine your future. And in terms of your health, Juice Plus has studies that prove that we don't have to let our DNA become our destiny. Genetics don't have to be your destiny. You can change your destiny with good nutrition, okay? So that's your fuel for the day. You got to fuel up every day. And I would love for you over the next 5 days to develop that habit and join me in this so that you continue it. We're going to meet today and tomorrow. We're going to take off Saturday and Sunday. But what will be a great thing, why don't you commit right now to finding you something inspirational, God's word, a podcast, a pastor you love to listen to online, but make sure that you wake up and the first thing you put in your body is good fuel for the day, okay? All right. Second thing we're going to do is just like that, pretend like you're at a NASCAR race. I've been to one in my lifetime. And those of you, anybody in this list a NASCAR fan or have a husband or a family member that's like a NASCAR fan? Anybody, you can put the little checkered flag here, whatever you want to put. So my son, he's really not that much anymore, but my oldest son, he was like a rabid NASCAR fan when he was like, let's say 13 to 16, somewhere in that middle time frame. And he was begging. So we went to a NASCAR race, got the headsets, listened. I don't even remember which driver we listened to. It's the one he wanted to listen to. That was a little bit fascinating to me, not watching the cars go around in circles, but what was fascinating to me is listening to the crew and all the conversations that were going on. And everybody was just sitting there like, you're listening. If you don't have the radio, you're bored. If you have the radio on, you're listening to what they're doing, waiting for a wreck. Because I mean, that sounds bad, but I mean, nothing eventful happens unless there's a wreck. At a NASCAR race that causes them to go into the or the warning laps or whatever. I forgot what you call it. Anyway, but what I do now is I can just go sit on a bridge on 285 in Atlanta and just watch cars going around in a circle, and it's free. My kids get mad when I say that. But ladies and gentlemen, start your engine. So we have to have a plan, and that's what you downloaded just a minute ago. Was if you did, you in the beginning, if you just joined us, you can go to makealife.com/BYE, best year ever 2025, and there's a sheet there that you can update. And what I want you to do, we're going to take just a minute. I'm not going to give you like eons of time because I have ADD, and probably some of you do too. I'm not have not been diagnosed, and I'm not medicated for it, but everybody says I have it. And those that know me well, Carol Gardner probably would say you definitely have ADD, Curt. But it's under control, and I use my energy for the kingdom, hopefully every day, and just have a blast. And yeah, Leanne gets the big prize because she's got my whole phrase: urgency destroys procrastination. She's got it. Okay. So on this sheet right now, I would love for you, at least for the next 5 days from me, I want you to wake up. And this is a cliche: carpe diem, seize the day. And that really is what it's all about. Even if you're a night owl, I don't want you for the next 5 days to procrastinate doing the important things until you feel like, your evening hours have happened and you wake up. Let's get up and do the big rocks first, and then we can play. Work first, work hard, play hard is my philosophy. So you can change the word pebbles to rocks if you want to, but I found that was my P word. But I want you to write down, what are the big rocks? What are the must-do, non-negotiable things you've got to get done today? Do you need to let me just tell you some of mine today, and maybe you can think of, maybe it'll help you think of what I'm talking about, okay? So one of the things that I need to do is I have 5 people that I love to death that got distracted during COVID and with our digital upgrade, the technology transition we're going through, transformation we're going through. They got frustrated, and they don't even know about all the amazing stuff that's going on with our company. They're just kind of out of touch. I don't know if you all have anybody like that, but one of my big rocks is I have 5 people. They're sitting on the front seat of my car. I already bought them. I bought 5 of the company's brand new partner success boxes. They're awesome. You can go to your juiceplus.com, your site, and you can log in. You get PV for this. You can buy a partner success box. The easiest way to do it is just click the magnifying glass, search icon, type in partner success. It'll pop up. It's $99. Okay. It's not free. It's $99. Nobody gets that for free. Nothing we get PV on means purchase volume. You get paid sales profit, commissions, performance bonus, promote out bonus, all those compensation elements in our marketing plan. If you want PV, it's never going to be free because the revenue has to come in to generate that PV. So what I want them to be in the habit of is for all new people to buy one of those. That's part of that $50 of PV for each success box is part of their 900 points to get to Partner Plus. Okay. But I have 5 that I bought that are sitting on the front seat of my car that I'm sending to 5 people that are amazing people, leaders in our company, but they're out of touch because COVID and what's happened the last 4 years. They got distracted, then they got disconnected, and then they got disengaged. The 3 deadly Ds: distracted, disconnected, and disengaged. So they don't know about Travis, our brand new CEO. They don't know about Gina Gura, our amazing chief marketing officer that's got our colors and our brand and our visuals off the charts. They don't know about our sales team that's being led by Skylar Stephenson and Stacy Whitmer and Jason LaChance and the things they're developing. And this is the Partner Success Box. Long answer, sorry, but that's one of my big rocks today. Those 5, I'm going to the post office to get those 5 in the mail to those 5 people, okay? That's one of my big rocks today. Another one of my big rocks today is is I'm hosting the Blue Ridge Boot Camp this summer, July 18th through 21st. It's about half sold out. We would love to have you come. Um, it's blueridgebootcamp.com. It's July 18th through 20th. But one of my big rocks today is I've got to get a message out to all the speakers because we're coordinating our training. And you want to know who they are? It's Rhonda Hubbard, it's Jill Wagner, it's Julie Herbst, it's Skylar Stephenson, it's Stacy Whitmer, it is oh my gosh, who else? Drawing a blank. I'm gonna speak. There's somebody else. Guy DeBow. If I left somebody else, I'm so sorry. But those, I've got a Voxer chat, and we've got to coordinate and work on our agenda. I mean, I'm just telling you, my big rocks have to happen today. Another thing I've got to do is I have 4 people that I've got to get superfood samples in the mail to. So, I mean, I don't know what your big rocks are, but these are things that I got to do today. I had different got to do's yesterday. Yesterday was close out into the month. My list of big rocks was different yesterday than it is today. What are your big rocks? What are your must do things today, your non negotiables? We can do a whole training on the John Maxwell's illustration of big rocks and little rocks, but you got to do the big rocks first or the little rocks will get in the way, okay? Second, who are the people you're going to talk to today? And the first thing I want you to do is not who are you going to go to your memory jogger and dig up and reach out to. The first thing I want you to think about is who are the people that I'm going to run into just by doing life today? Are you going to see a teacher when you drop your kids off at school? Are you going to see several sets of colleagues at work? Are you going to see 4 or 5 people? If it was a Tuesday, there's 4 people I'd see in my Bible study. If it's 1 to 3 days a week where I work out with my trainer at the gym, there's people I'm going to see that day that I wouldn't normally see. Or maybe you got a doctor's appointment. Maybe you've got, I don't know, physical therapy. Maybe you've got a pickleball match or a golf match or whatever. So I want you to think first, when you think about people you're going to see today, I want you to write down who you're going to see if you didn't do anything different. If you didn't go grab a name off your memory jogger, who are you going to see today that you're just going to see because that's part of you doing life? Those are the people you need to be prepared to have a conversation with. Remember, 80% of all sales occur after the 5th conversation. I didn't say go tell them about Juice Plus, take them an order form, and close them in your first 30 seconds before you take a breath. I'm not talking about that. Who are the people you're going to see today, and plan the conversation with them? What will be a good offer, information, example of caring you could do with them? And then who are the people that are on your memory jogger or on your whatever system you use for follow-up? Mine is Siri. She tells me everything I need to do because I've done something, and I'll say, hey, SIRI, remind me to call Karen Glover on Tuesday at 10 o'clock. And so at Tuesday at 10 o'clock, it'll pop up. So those things are going to happen for me. You got to have a system. So what's your follow-up? But I want to know who are you going to interact with today. When you start the day, right at the beginning of the day, I want you to, life happens and you're going to have interruptions. These are the people you're going to intentionally converse with today. That doesn't include the interruptions you get. Maybe that's equally as many more. But I want you to be prepared, and I want you to be productive investing in your relational capital every single day, okay? And then I want you to have a plan, okay? I mean, what I would do is back up, and I like to get a glimpse of my week. And I want you to have a plan for your day. Because what I think about is, when I think about my big rocks, I think about that. Who are the people and sometimes the people are usually connected with my big rocks. But my day includes a lot of things. It doesn't just include what am I doing to grow my business. It includes that quiet time, quiet start, fueling up in the morning so that I can be the best person I can be that God's called me to be. Okay. It fills me up to want to have kingdom and eternal impact in people's lives today. So that's number 1. Number 2, I prioritize my rest and my exercise. Some of you are really good at making sure you exercise. Just move your body, do something. But very few of you are good at planning your rest. So when I think about my day, I really do think about what the morning and the end of the day, because the end of the day is the time I need to be in bed, knowing what time I've got to start and do something the next morning. And so I'm normally like a 10 to 4 kind of person. 9:30 to 4, 10 to 4 is my, or 10 to 4:30. I don't, I mean, unless I've got an airplane to catch, I don't set an alarm clock. Okay. But make sure that you have your day activated. So you got your big rocks, your people you're going to talk with, exercise and rest. And then I also, a few years ago, I've always taken my Juice Plus and tried to be a healthy eater. But one of the things that I added to my, having momentum and having a good, healthy day, when I got COVID, was in the hospital in intensive care for 18 days. Crazy. Yes, some of you didn't know that. But I went in there healthy as a horse, could have run 10 miles 2 weeks before that, and came out with 18 days of COVID, heavy doses of steroids. It gave me COVID induced diabetes when I was in the hospital. Now I'm off of all my medicine. I'm doing great, but I've done that because I've prioritized exercise, rest, and one other thing. I really am conscious about what I eat. I've never had a major sugar tooth, but I just, you know, I eat to be healthy now. I don't eat to enjoy eating. And that's fine. If you enjoy eating and that's your thing, I mean, cook, bake, do what you got to do. But I mean, I'm just telling you, if you would add to your day exercise, rest, and what you eat, and be intentional about that instead of letting it happen, because all of a sudden you'll be hungry and you're pumping gas. I haven't had lunch, and you go in and you get a Snickers bar. It's not going to kill you, but if that becomes a habit, then it could kill you. You know. So those things that I do now, let's wind down here. The last thing I want you to do is I want you to put the pedal to the metal. So now that you have all those things, I want you to hit it with intensity, because here's what I think about. I work hard. I work my butt off, and this is not braggadocious. I get more done before 10 a.m. than most people do in a full day, because I get up and get it done. Okay, because you know why I do that? Because I want to play. I want to go to my farm and get on my tractor and cut some of the fields I need to cut this afternoon. I want to go hit some range balls so I can be better at golf tomorrow. I want to ride my bike 10 miles so I can get my heart rate and my exercise up. I've got to go get, I got to go get a bunch of bags of stuff and do some stuff in my swimming pool this afternoon. So I play hard. I mean, I work hard, fast, intentionally. I start the day. I don't want to have a list of stuff to do after lunch. I want it to be done, and then I can take care of the other stuff that just happens after lunch, and then I get to play. So I want you to start your engines. I want you to get ready to I want you to go. I want you to get ready just to seize the day and go. And we are already, we're running past our time here. We got a couple more minutes and we're going to wrap it up. But I wanted you to know that you got to do these three things every day. Fill up, start your engine by getting everything ready, getting it all, get it ready to go. And then you go, and you go early and you go hard and you get it done. And then if you want to do more, great, but you've done what you need to do to move towards your targets and goals, okay? And we're going to do this for 5 days. This is day one. I hope it was good. I would love just a little feedback here, because we haven't done this before. And I tried to do 20 minutes, but I did 30. But we're done. And I hope I hope this is one of your most productive days of the year so far. Let's go hit it hard and get her done. And we're going to be here tomorrow morning again at 10:30. Invite some friends to join you, okay? Have a great day and God bless.